Aquarius. It's time for your horoscope for the coming 7 days. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com, or of course you may also simply follow the links below. Now, also, don't forget, for those of you who enjoy the incoming waves, the incoming wave videos are now their own thing, and I have them under a playlist of their very own on my main channel page, and you can check them out there as well, or just simply follow the links below or click on my avatar to go to my main channel page. So what is going on when it comes to this coming week? Well, the overlight or the main theme or the consistent background energy for you is the Tower upright. And I immediately feel this sense of a containment being dismantled or being destroyed. It's kind of like we're destroying the box, so to speak, destroying a container in your life. And I feel as though this is definitely going to be a very intense week, because containers themselves can sometimes give the illusion of security and safety, but they can also be entrapment at the same time. And there are going to be a lot of mixed feelings throughout your experience. Your friends, your surroundings are all going to be having mixed feelings about this dismantling. Some folks, depending on where they are in their process, their personal awakening, their own level of consciousness, may hate the idea of something getting away from a box, or something getting out of a box, or going off script. Some may find it incredibly freeing, empowering, and ultimately the greatest gift that can be given to them. But the Tower card is destroying a great deal of structures in your life that is ultimately in the highest interest of all concerned, albeit it may not necessarily be done with the gentlest touch. Now, the Tower card that I am looking at, as far as the energy that is flowing through in this reading in this now moment, right? Because cards do not have an across the board always. They don't. There is a huge sense of the destruction of even, I guess you could say, an order in your life. Now, this could absolutely be going into social structures as well. Possibly, yes, business structures, family structures, a way of life. However, I am also seeing that as this is coming down or getting cleared, there really is not a lot in the way of material damage to be spoken of. I feel like this is largely intangible, though in a lot of cases that is exactly what is always influencing or dictating what does and does not substantiate in our reality anyway. However, with the Tower card, it's always important to remember that there is something to this that must happen to be cleared. This is ultimately the destruction of a lot of structures in your life that are existing in the past, held up perhaps through nostalgic reference, repetition, loops and cycles, automatic repeats. And while it will be uncomfortable, we will be feeling free and yet naked, this is going to be a week where there is a sense of limitless possibilities with the destruction of the walls of the box. In fact, as we get into your material concerns, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, and it does look like a certain group structure, community dynamic, or even a work structure is being pulled apart little by little as the week goes on. Because the Three of Pentacles reverse is indicating systems are no longer working together as well as they used to. The work is actually going quite poorly. Now, this can happen when we have certain systems, certain connections, people, accounts, maybe even multiple utilities all clashing with one another, all battling one another, no longer working in sync. And with the Three of Pentacles reversed, everyone and everything is now being taken to a better space, taken on to a more complementary environment, a more complementary position, a more complementary role. However, we have to destroy what was actually holding it all together in the first place. Financially, or as it relates to material resources, your personal abundance this week, the Three of Pentacles reversed has a lot of Aquarian people changing out their either sources of revenue or the handlers of their accounts. This can show up where we are now suddenly getting our abundance from a new space, maybe getting our resources in a new space, changing our investments, or where we are allocating our funds and where we are deciding to distribute our wealth or our social resources because of the destruction of the old structure. However, I do feel with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, this is for the best. Trying to hold on to something because it was familiar or predictable or perhaps conventional or followed precedent is not in the highest interest of all concerned in and of itself. It is not a moral thing in and of itself. It is not an ethical thing in and of itself. It is simply repetition, and that defies progress and evolution, which is the dictate of the Tower. As we get into your social concerns, your social affairs, family, friends, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. And this is a week where a lot of you Aquarian people may actually have to go toe-to-toe with an authority figure in your life, either somebody who is actually handling a very important part of your life, or maybe even an authority figure such as a leader, maybe a teacher, a family member, or somebody that has been given a status of power in your space. Now, with the King of Pentacles in reverse, we often see somebody who is very much regressive in their ideas, or possibly somebody who just wants power for the sake of power, status for the sake of status. But what is happening is that this individual or this entity is actually creating the very Tower feeling just by simply trying to turn back the clock or resist change or stop time. In fact, with the King of Pentacles in reverse, I'm actually seeing a lot of you Aquarian people ousting a corrupted leader, or perhaps somebody that is holding up the works where everyone could already be in that shiny new place. They are deciding to try and slow this progress as much as possible. However, with the Tower on your side, they will not succeed. But it is important to know when it is appropriate to throw down or cast down or even depose a corrupt leader. As we get into the relationship side of things with the Ace of Swords reversed, things go in a very different kind of direction. Because with the Ace of Swords reversed, I'm not necessarily seeing evil or anything negative here, but perhaps a missed opportunity that ultimately, when it comes to relationships, we have to prepare ourselves to be emotionally available for. With all of the craziness going on, it can be very easy for relationships to sometimes get benched, whether you're in an existing relationship or perhaps you are available for something new. And the Ace of Swords reversed is indicating here that we don't want to let an opportunity slip us by just because we might be a bit preoccupied. It may very well be a warning that is coming through the Ace of Swords reversed that something may be getting delayed or forgotten in an existing relationship, or possibly with the Ace of Swords reversed, somebody not championing their own cause or even protecting themselves or their own interests. Sometimes this can happen with a partner where they're getting so distressed they may be phoning a lot of things in when it comes to their responsibilities to this relationship, or procrastinating their own well-being or doing good for themselves. This may even be a temptation that you have if you are very much in a situation where we are preoccupied with some of the other dramas playing out. The Ace of Swords reversed is very, very clear here. There is an opportunity to still take advantage of the power being afforded to you. But if we're not careful, because of the external stressors, it may be misapplied or quite possibly even be missed entirely. And so we want to make sure that we are still staying in a place of mindful observation so that our relationships can thrive with this hidden gem of a card, even though it may not necessarily feel like it's a good time. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session, go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.